Do you think there are over or under 6,000 jelly beans in this jar? How many jelly beans do you think there are exactly? Write your answer down. This is Why Are We All So Stupid?
The show that explores the cognitive biases that lead us to make irrational decisions.
I'm Sarah Silverstein.
And I'm Adam Grant. Anchoring is a bias that we all face, where whenever we're exposed to an estimate, we then make our own estimates sort of too close to that, and we don't adjust enough. So, when you think about setting salaries, you're unduly influenced by last year's salaries. When you think about budgets, right? Whatever your budget was the previous year, that serves as an anchor that sort of pulls you in that direction, even if last year's economy or market was nothing like this year's.
Today we're interested in jelly beans. We are going to get a lot of jelly beans. We're going to fill a candy jar and see how good people are at guessing the number of jelly beans in the jar. But first we're going to try to anchor their answers to a really high number or a really low number by asking them if they think there are over or under a number of jelly beans before we ask them to guess. We're expecting people's guesses to be tied to that number we anchor them to. Do you think there are over or under 6,000 jelly beans in this jar?
Under.
Under.
Over.
Under.
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 Definitely under 6,000 jelly beans in this jar.
And how many do you think there are if you had to guess exactly?
There are, okay.
I like how you say that, like there are.
I think it's 4,980.
I'm trying to count this first layer up here, and which is around 52.
6,500.
4,500.
Great, how'd you come up with that?
I have no idea.
This would be around 5,328.
Do you think there are over or under 1,500 jelly beans in this jar?
Under.
Under.
Over.
Under.
Over.
Over.
I would say there are probably under 1,500 jelly beans in the jar.
Okay, and how many do you think there are exactly?
532.
1,400.
3,500?
How'd you come up with that?
I have no idea. I think there's more than 1,500, less than 5,000.
There's 20 by 20, which is 400. And then I didn't get to count this way.
1,200?
1,000.
Okay, how'd you come up with that?
Looks like a lot.
The people that were anchored to 1,500 had an average guess of 2,490. Those anchored to the higher number of 6,000 had an average guess of 3,427, 38% higher than the first group, or about 1,000 jelly beans more. So why are we all so stupid?
So you look at that jar of jelly beans and you have no idea how many are in there. And so the moment you hear an estimate, you start to say, okay, well maybe that's in the ballpark, right? It's kind of like being on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and hearing, oh, I asked the audience, this is what they think. Now I'm going to adjust whatever my estimate is according to that. So in negotiations, the evidence is really strong that if I want to know who's going to win the negotiation, what I want to know is who made the first offer and how high or low is it. So every dollar higher that the first offer is, on average, translates to about 50 cents more that you get in the final deal. And when I talk with executives about this, they're like, no, I don't want to make the first offer. I don't want to tip my hand before I see your cards. But you forget that the anchor, that first offer, is a chance to set the terms, right? And sort of take charge, right? You determine the tone of the negotiation. And so, I have people say, well, I'm not prepared to make the first offer. And my response to that is, then you're not prepared to negotiate. You don't have to make the first offer, right? But you want to be in a position where you can anchor the deal in a realm that fits for your goals. And so we see this a lot in salary negotiations. We also see it in real estate negotiations.
Is there any way to offset the effects of anchoring when you're in negotiation?
So I had a chance to test this out. For years, I would teach about anchoring, and students would ask about counter anchoring. And so one of these classes, I was about to lease a new car. And I went in and I said, all right, this is a chance to put my money where my mouth is and practice one of the things that I've been teaching that has evidence behind it, which is one of the best things you can do when someone anchors you is you can just label the behavior and test your own understanding. And so, I go in, I have a particular car picked out, and I say, what's the price on this? And the guy throws out a number that I know is, at least $100 a month more than it should be after doing my homework. And so I just look at him for a second and I say, it seems like you're using this technique called anchoring, where you come in with an extreme first offer in the hopes of pulling me more in your direction. That's not what you're doing, is it?
You must be a difficult person to do business with.
I hope not, but I just sat there and waited. And 2 or 3 seconds of silence, and then he started laughing and he said, I knew I couldn't fool you, here's the real offer. To this day, it's still the most effective car negotiation I've ever had.
The actual jelly bean count? 3,388 beans. Next time on Why Are We All So Stupid? We have chosen 2 similar wines that cost the same. We are labeling each wine, but we're lying about how much they cost, labeling one as more expensive. Be sure to follow our page so you don't miss an episode.